Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to Lienhud Zabal, the escalating conflict in the Middle East is significantly impacting transatlantic relations, with former U.S. President Donald Trump vehemently criticizing European leaders for their reluctance to engage in the U.S.-Iran conflict. Trump has gone so far as to threaten to withdraw U.S. defense assistance to Europe, stating, "If Iran is not your war, then Ukraine is not our war." He explicitly told French President Macron to send warships for protection, expressing frustration over Europe's inaction. This puts Europe, which is just beginning to rebuild its military capabilities, in a difficult position. European nations are forced to endure these criticisms and seek strategic changes, balancing their immediate reliance on U.S. support with a long-term goal of defense autonomy. The article also highlights how the Middle East conflict bolsters Russia's stance in the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war, prompting Ukraine to explore new avenues for support in the Persian Gulf region. According to Tsingtao, the Middle East conflict dramatically escalated with Iran's Bushehr nuclear power plant experiencing its fourth attack, resulting in the death of a security guard. While the plant's operations were reportedly unaffected, the International Atomic Energy Agency, IEA, expressed deep concern and urged maximum military restraint to prevent a potential major nuclear accident. This attack unfolded amidst rising tensions, with reports of 2 U.S. fighter jets, an F-15E and an A-10 Warthog, being downed by Iran. One F-15E pilot was rescued, another remains missing, and the A-10 pilot was also rescued. U.S. President Trump declared these incidents would not affect ceasefire negotiations and, in a significant development, issued an ultimatum to Iran. He demanded that Iran either reach an agreement or open the Strait of Hormuz within 48 hours, threatening hell will descend if conditions are not met. Meanwhile, Russia initiated the evacuation of its personnel from the Bushehr plant, and Iran offered a bounty for the capture of a downed U.S. pilot. The ongoing conflict has also seen Iran claim attacks on various energy and infrastructure targets across the Gulf, including facilities in the UAE and Kuwait, and U.S. intelligence assessments indicate Iran retains substantial missile and drone capabilities, despite weeks of intense airstrikes. Al Jazeera reports that Iranian authorities state at least 30 universities have been impacted by U.S. and Israeli strikes on Iran's civilian infrastructure since the war began on February 28, 2026. The Laser and Plasma Research Institute of Shahid Beheshti University was bombed, though no casualties occurred as classes were online. Other targets include Tehran Science and Technology University and the Pasteur Institute, which sustained significant damage. Beyond academic and health facilities, economic targets like refineries and steel factories have been hit, and a major bridge near Tehran was destroyed, killing 8 civilians. With over 2,000 total civilian deaths, U.S. legal experts are raising concerns about violations of international human rights and humanitarian law. Iran vows retaliation amidst U.S. threats of further infrastructure strikes. According to the Epoch Times, U.S. President Donald Trump on Friday, April 3, 2026, released his proposed budget for fiscal year 2027. The plan calls for a significant increase in defense spending to $1.5 trillion. Building on the historic $1 trillion defense budget of fiscal year 2026. Simultaneously, the proposal aims to reduce non-defense program spending by 10%, or $73 billion. by transferring some responsibilities to state and local governments. This budget underscores Trump's commitment to boosting military investment, ensuring national security. Key components of the 2027 defense budget include $1.1 trillion for basic discretionary expenditures and $350 billion for critical government priorities, such as expanding the defense industrial base and ammunition supplies. The budget also allocates funds for a 5% to 7% pay raise for military personnel, continued investment in the Golden Dome missile defense system, inspired by Israel's Iron Dome, and $65.8 billion for shipbuilding, including initial investments for a new Trump-class fleet. Further areas of focus include critical mineral production, National Guard deployments, space technology, next-generation fighter jets, unmanned systems, and artificial intelligence. If approved by Congress, the total federal expenditure for FY 2027 would reach $2.2 trillion. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.